What if I told you that one of Lionel Messi's kids completely hates him? He's the greatest player in the world, but Messi's kids are something else, man. So these are the 10 things you didn't know about Messi's kids, and first up, they're different breeds.
¿Y la Copa de América cómo fue? ¿La fiesta?
Super mal.
Think about it, Messi scored over 700 career goals, and most of them have been with his iconic left foot. In fact, his left foot is insane. Some Japanese dude named Jinza Tanaka decided to create a bronze replica of his foot and auctioned it off for $4 million. Amazing! See, Messi's part of a special group of ballers who majorly play the game using their left feet, because recent studies show that most ballers in the game use their right, so with that special left foot ability locked in, you'd be expecting Messi's kids to be following in their dad's footsteps by training their left, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Viral clips of Messi's kids have revealed that they're right-footed. Insane. To be honest, I don't quite understand how this one works. I mean, they've got one of the greatest footballers in the world as their dad, and they're going against him with his right. Confusing. Still, Messi ain't the type of dad who's gonna force them to change feet. He'd probably just want them to enjoy the game and stuff, and maybe that's good for them. But if I'm being honest, I think the reason they're right-footed is because of the next thing you didn't know about them, and this will leave you stunned. They're not that interested in football. Messi needs no introduction, man. He's got the most goals in La Liga, top 3 the most trophies in football history, won the World Cup last year, the Copa America, and had teams selling out stadiums just to come watch him play. And yet his kids are interested in something else. Whoa! Messi's older son Thiago loves cars a lot and would rather watch car shows or ride bikes than play football. And as for Matteo, he does play the game alright, but videos of him choosing music instead have gone viral. Imagine that, man, Messi's genes going to waste because his kids chose to do something different. Ciro is still young, so it remains to be seen if he's going to follow in his brother's paths and choose something else. But it's a shame, man, all of that Messi bloodline and you want to play with cars or hit drums. I'd never understand these kids. Still, Messi loves them regardless of the choices they make. I mean, they're his kids after all. He's even come out in the past to say that he'd never force them to choose football. He'd just try to be the best supportive dad he can to his kids. Can't argue with that. In fact, Messi loves his kids so much, he found a way to make sure they see just how much he loves them every day. Literally. Tattoos. Back when he first came onto the scene, Messi was a shy little kid with scrawny legs and that hair mop. But now he's a shredded beast. Messi's body also transformed too. Now it's like a temple of art dedicated to his kids. In 2012, Messi first shocked the world when he rolled down his socks in front of a camera. No, he didn't have weird feet, instead there was a tattoo of 2 hands imprinted on his calf. At first, a couple of fans thought he'd gotten this one in honor of his idol Diego Maradona. But later, Messi had this tat in full view, and that's when the cameras picked up on the name, Thiago, his first son. Messi also has tattoos of Matteo and Ciro on his body as well. And he's even gone as far as getting tats of their birthdays too, so he never forgets. Smart dude. Messi's extended the ink love to his wife Antonella as well. He's got tattoos of her on his upper arm. And while that's cute, he's also got one of her in a pretty weird position too. Apparently this one is a tat of Antonella's ribs just below his abs. I don't know, man, guess the expression of love in Argentina is different. Can't blame them though, when you've been through the stuff that they have, you do anything for your partner, man, especially after they went through the biggest controversy of their last kid, Ciro. Here's the deal. Many people thought that Ciro Messi, Messi's last kid, was a made-up character that didn't exist. See, Messi was dealing with tax issues at the time, and the heat on him was so much that it was starting to affect his public image. So some fans thought he created the birth of Ciro just to make the media's attention off his taxes. Can't blame them too, because in most of Messi's family photos at the time, there was no image of Ciro anywhere. For a while, this claim of Ciro being fake began to spread so much it was blowing up everywhere, until Messi's wife Antonella had heard enough. So she came out to clear the air and revealed why no one had seen Ciro in the photos. According to Antonella, because Ciro was still young, he fell asleep a lot faster than the others. And so when it was time to take family pictures, they didn't want to get the kid awake and crying all day, so they just let him sleep. This one kind of feels made up, but from that point the Messis started posting family pictures with Ciro to back up their claim, and show the whole world that he existed. Looking at him now, Ciro's a fine kid, probably the finest among the three. Wonder what house he'd belong to. Oh yeah, that's another thing you didn't know about Messi's kids. They're huge Harry Potter fans. Ciro's still young, so he probably doesn't understand the tradition yet. Thiago and Matteo absolutely love Harry Potter. They're obsessed. In 2019, they both attended a party dressed as magical characters from the Harry Potter series. And Matteo loves it so much that he belongs to the Gryffindor house. Wonder if they're always that naughty in the Gryffindor house, because Matteo's the king of mischief. Matteo's so naughty that his dad legit came out on live TV to call him a son of a bitch.
Y el otro todo lo contrario, un hijo de puta.
Messi did this because, according to him, he didn't want people to be surprised when Matteo started acting like that in public. He wanted them to know beforehand. Matteo's naughty nature has been on display multiple times, and Messi always has been the victim. In 2019, Messi and his Barca team let a 3-0 lead slip in the Champions League semi-finals, losing the game 4-0 to Liverpool in the second leg. And you'd be expecting his kids to be the first to try to cheer him up after a game like that. But instead, Matteo makes sure he never forgets. Whenever we play PlayStation, he always chooses Liverpool and says, "I'll be Liverpool because they beat you." The kid's a savage. Crazy thing is, the Liverpool game ain't the only time he's been doing this. Messi and Barca also bottled a Copa del Rey final to Valencia at the Nou Camp, and Matteo also used this on his dad too. But when he took it to the extreme was when he started attacking his dad's biggest supporters. In last year's World Cup, when Argentina faced Australia in the round of 16, the Argentine fans turned up in heavy numbers to watch the team play. And as the game went on, Matteo decided he wanted to get the crowd going a bit. So while they were cheering the team, he did this. He threw bubblegum at the fans. His mum immediately gave him a telling off, and I'm pretty sure Messi must have given him one too. It kind of feels like Matteo is always trying to get his dad into trouble, not just for the national team, but even clubs too. When Barca faced Real Betis on the opening day of the 2019-20 season, Messi was out injured and couldn't play. But because he was a club captain, he had to show up to the game, so he pulled up with Matteo. But pretty soon he realized this was a huge mistake. Real Betis took a shock lead, and right after they scored, the place went silent. The only people celebrating the goal were the Betis fans and Messi's corner. Matteo, what are you doing? Despite his crazy behavior, Matteo seems to be Messi's favorite kid, and it's not just because he showed him how to subscribe to Mr. Football, but deep down Messi knows Matteo's the most talented kid in the family. Messi himself said when it comes to football, while Thiago's good and decent, Matteo's the obvious pick. And he wasn't capping, because watching the kid dribble is like watching his dad dribble, except in a younger version and right-footed. Clips of Matteo taking on kids his age and beating them have gone viral. Can't lie, I've spent hours watching his YouTube comps, and they're insane. In last year's World Cup, the whole world got to see just how talented Matteo was. Argentina and Messi had finally won the tournament for the first time since 1986, and because of how happy and excited everyone was, the kids of the players were all allowed to play on the pitch after the trophy presentations were done. Once Matteo had the ball, he made everyone stop and stare because of how good he was. This one time, he and Alejandro Gomez's kid came face to face, and Matteo iced him. Filthy nutmeg! Back when they were still at Barca, Messi got Matteo signed into the Barca Academy, and the coaches had high hopes for him too. But unfortunately, Messi leaving in 2021 meant he had to take Matteo with him to Paris. And he got him into the PSG Academy too, but now Matteo's currently balling for the Inter Miami under-8s. And if he keeps this up and chooses football instead, maybe football might just have another version of Messi and Neymar and Suarez. Yep, the MSN could be back, only much younger. Messi, Neymar and Suarez's MSN trio will go down as one of the greatest in history, man. In the 2014-15 season, these guys combined to score a total of 122 goals in all competitions, won the treble, and produced stunning moments each week. Unfortunately, the trio split in 2017 after Neymar decided to leave Barca and join PSG, but their kids have been in contact ever since. Messi's older son Thiago is best friends with Luis Suarez's son Benjamin, and Matteo's best friend is Neymar's son David Luca. Suarez left Barca in 2020 to join Atletico Madrid, but with Messi now in Inter Miami, Suarez recently announced that he'd be joining the club too, meaning Thiago and Benjamin would be reunited again. Just like Messi's kids, Davi Luca is also interested in football, and maybe if he turns pro, together with Benjamin Suarez, they could all go on to recreate the legendary trio their dads had on the field. Davi lives in Brazil with his mum and only gets to see his friends on holiday, but they'll keep in touch all thanks to their dads. On Davi's birthday in Paris, Thiago, Matteo and Ciro were all invited and attended the party, but Benjamin couldn't make it because of the distance. But still, all three of them seem very close. Guess having friends like this must have affected Thiago positively, because now he's so maturing, he's coaching his dad. Being the eldest of all of Messi's kids, Thiago knows there's no pressure on him to stand up and be the best because he's got eyes on him. The kid's really tough for his age, and Messi knows this too. In 2021, when they had to move from Barca, Messi opened up about the situation and how it changed his relationship with Thiago. According to Messi, he became more reserved, started to act mature, and didn't cry as much as his brothers did. And this was because he was trying to be tough for them. Thiago was now growing up, and at last year's World Cup, he was a big part of the reasons his dad won the whole thing. After that shock defeat to Saudi Arabia, Messi revealed that Matteo and Ciro were so upset that they started crying. And just when he was about to calm them down, he realized he didn't have to, because Thiago already had. Thiago kept a calm head and explained to his brother that all Messi and his teammates needed to do was win their next 2 games and they qualified. Messi also went on to state that when he has a bad game, Thiago's always pointing out his mistakes and telling him the areas he can improve. The kid's so smart, they nicknamed him the Professor. Having Thiago and his siblings at that World Cup really changed things for Messi, but it wasn't by accident that they were there. I bet Messi did it on purpose because he was scared they could make the decision that could ruin everything. Thing is, Messi and his family are from Argentina, and he's been repping the Argentine national team all his life, but that doesn't mean his kids have to. All 3 of them were born in Spain, meaning if they decide to go pro like their dad, they could end up putting on the Spanish national team kit instead of playing for Argentina. Pretty sure Messi wouldn't want this to happen, so at every opportunity he gets, he tries to take them to national team games so they can fall in love with the national team. To be honest, I don't think Messi's gonna have an issue trying to convince his kids to play for Argentina if they turn pro, because like he said in the past, his family suffered the most of all those times he failed to win anything with Argentina. So seeing their dad finally pull it off must be enough motivation to make them play for Argentina. Plus, it'll be really weird to see another country's kit with the name Messi at the back at the World Cup that isn't Argentina. But if they did switch countries, they won't be the first. I mean, Thiago Alcantara betrayed his dad years back when he chose to play for another country. And Erling Haaland killed the dreams of an entire nation when he chose different too. Just like these guys, there's a list of the 7 famous footballers who betrayed their country. And it's all in the next video.